So data exchange topic. So you all guys know what this involves. It's a huge topic, and today I will just touch on data import and export. Two small tools, let's say. It's almost our Swiss knife tools for this huge thing that is data exchange. So why do we need to exchange data with different systems? We have all our products, information about prices, in our ERPs, our PIM systems, our data management, data asset management systems, and we want to put that into Spryker, do something, have the customers doing something like purchasing, submitting orders, and then receive that information back. For that, we have these small tools, which is the data importers. And we are introducing as well data exporters now, with the first focus on export orders. One of the things that probably, and you mentioned already while we were talking just a while, updating product information. So one of the things we need data exchange, we need to import data to update the product information into our store. We need, for instance, to prepare in our case in Spryker, and maybe some of you are also providing services to other customers with Spryker platform, and you need to do a demo or test a prototype and add a couple of products, maybe 250,000 products like Karsten was saying, or maybe just 100 like John was saying. But we need to do that in a seamless way and less painful way, and we know that it is painful, and that's why this is a big topic for us. What's new on data import side? So basically, one of the things that we did recently was to improve some documentation around this topic, around the data importers. There's a lot of data importers that you can use, and that information that is not available. Now we did a huge effort to document a little bit more. There's still a lot of work to do, but we think that we going through that path. Also, we introduced a new YAML file for configuration, and that allow us to import some data in a batch. So instead of having to run the full data importer or change the code, you now can use YAML configuration files and set up your set of data to do that. And also we implemented the import order status update. This is not, I don't have the example to here. We are almost releasing this feature. Is not yet available, but it will be anytime soon. So just probably a couple weeks or so, and we'll have the information and all about that feature. So jumping import documentation to the enhancements that we did, I will show you in the website. But basically, we improved like some sections. We sectionized the groups of data importers to make it more perceptive, and also to be more flexible to use. Document what orders, sequences, and also all the details in terms of the different content of each CSV file. Let me just go here to the website. I think it's helpful. So basically, when you go to developer guides and development guide, you have a section of data import. And now you can go here and check what is the information about importing data file with this YAML configuration file. So you have here the explanation to do it. Also, like I was saying, for the importers, what we did was to split this into different categories, and each category has an explanation. So basically we divided in commerce setup, most of the data importers that allow us to load some initial values and to set up our shop, you know, taxes, currencies, some generic information. Many of that information you load once and don't touch it again. The catalog setup, most of this is focused on product information, you know, product attributes, product abstract, concrete. So all those detailed product images. Some information you load initially, but then you need to update more regularly. We create a section for product, special product types, like a bit like gift cards, product options. So we are putting this into this section: merchandising, navigation, content management, and some mix stuff that, you know, there's always a couple of things that don't fit anywhere. So we have this section. And basically the structure of this is all the same. So you have in each section, you have all the data importers, what purpose, so all the explanation, which console command do you need to use to run it, what files does this data importer use, so use this CSV file, and dependencies, if it has another CSV file that has to be another first before this one. And basically, when you go to the details, per CSV file, we have here names, if they are mandatory, are these fields, some other requirements if necessary, and the description. Also here, dependencies and the recommendation, like summary recommendation or other informations. And then you have just with the headers and the CSV file that we have on our demo shop. So basically we did like a work of, you know, completing this information, this documentation that was not available before. And we believe this will help, if not you that already implemented, at least it will have to clarify some questions if necessary. And also it will speed up future users that need to use this information. Let me go back to the presentation. So basically, this was the main focus of our documentation effort. With the introduction of this YAML configuration file, the main purpose here was to bring some flexibility. so that you can, you know, switch and change the order of data importers that you need to run, or just create data importers, and you don't need to go to the code and do the change. So it will help to avoid doing some mistake, or even if you have users that can deal with this YAML file, probably even a non-developer user can look at this YAML file, create some change that needs to be done to import a different file, and just provide to the developers, and then they can run it, or have some kind of job schedule and just use it. So basically, also we created, and I'll jump to the, let me just jump to the files here. So basically we created, I think this is a little bit small, I don't know, so if you can see it well, but I think here you can. Yeah. So basically we created one YAML file per section, just to help if you need to do just some change into each section. So we have one full with everything. Now basically you have the actions where you define the data entity that you need to run. And then the store case is an exception because it doesn't use a CSV file at the moment. It will use, but this version still doesn't. But in a general way, each data entity, which is basically a data importer, will have a source, which is the corresponding CSV file. And you just need to indicate that, and will each data importer will be executed. So here you have everything that is run when you shop the Spryker demo shop, or when you install your store. You can just go here and see by section each of these different YAML files that were created to make it easy. One example, imagine that I have a couple of, you know, it's Black Friday, I have some prices to update. I can just create my Black Friday new prices file, and I can just provide this CSV file or to my person that fills the CSV file with the new prices, or just integrate with my ERP system, my PIM system. And then I can just have a batch that runs YAML file, and I will have my update prices and my updated stock if necessary. So basically what I can do, I can just come here, I will have my new prices here, my new stock here, and what I'll do, I'll just go to the, in this case, the console. Of course, you can have it in a batch or something, and I will just need to run console data import config, and then pass the path to my configuration file that I'm using, and it will run just those two specific data importers. And with that, I have my prices updated, and I didn't touch anything else. And I didn't touch the code as well. So no more changes here. Feel free to, if there's something that you need to any specific question, we can answer that at the end, or if it's something very critical or important, it also can interrupt. Let me just jump to the presentation. So basically, this is the new feature that was introduced now. We will evolve this YAML file. This was the first version. We have planned to evolve more options, more customizable. This is just the first step, but we believe that is a good first step to make things more flexible. To basically, with this release, we deliver a couple of benefits, like speeding up some data import integration by using more and better documentation. We improved a bit usability of data importers, reduce also new project time to market. So if you have the possibility to use this kind of tools and this documentation, for sure new implementations will run a little bit more smoother than the previous ones. And also it's one of the objectives to increase the business people autonomy with some of these small adjustments, small files that we can create, and that we don't need a developer doing everything and running everything all the time. So we can optimize the developer for things more, more critical and more important than just small updates sometimes. With data export, in data export, and this is a new thing that we are introducing now, we started with the orders data export, and also using a YAML file to make it more flexible. So basically, we are completing the cycle here. So make the orders. We are exporting the CSV files from Spryker platform, and then the order item update, it will provide the status update. That is the feature that I was saying that it ready, or it's ready already, but it's coming out anytime. And then the stocks, prices, other inputs, other imports that we already have in place. So basically here, this new feature, with this new feature, we started to provide 3 critical information, which is the orders, the order items, and order expenses. So 3 CSV files are provided here, and also available through the console command. So basically we create a YAML file to define order, when the order was created, or when the order was updated. And also we have the flexibility to filter with using the store name. So these are the 3 parameters that we have to filter our orders from the system, which is order created, order updated, and store name. And let me just jump again to the environment here. So similar to what we have with import, data import, we created data export config, where we have the configuration files that we want to run, and then under export, it will be the exported files. Just to run, for instance, I have here the default file that you will get on GitHub, where I can define a filter criteria. In this case, between orders created between May and till the end of the year. Then I run order expense. I have my destination file, which uses order expense timestamp and the extension CSV in this case. So in this case, I'm splitting by store name. So I will have different files with the timestamp splitted by store name. And let's go here and let me just, so console data export, and we will export the files that will come up here. Let me just also show you. So for instance, the store is empty. This one has 3 order expense, 3 orders in this file. So we have all the files here available that are matching. Let me just go here with the, with my orders previously submitted. So I submitted this, I have these 3 orders in the system, and now I can get those, and I can get those into my CSV files. Let me just go here. So basically, I can change also my files, make it simpler. So in this case, imagine that, okay, I can split by store, and I can have, Joanne taking care of Austria store, and Rick can take care of the Deutsch store, or I can just change to which criteria to format I want. Let me just jump here. For instance, if I use the other my file, I will just export now this file. For instance, I took out the timestamp, because imagine that I have an automated process that uses always the same name of the file, and it's not trunk like parsing the timestamp. So I can just have this file, and that file. So this is a very simple approach that we can start using. Available again in our YAML files, and with this we expect to speed up some integrations with partners and customers, integrating the orders, automate this sales order process, bringing more autonomy, flexibility to this process, and also for sure. This will evolve to having more filter criteria. This was just the first implementation, very simple implementation, and that's it. In terms of new features, this is pretty much what we did. In terms, just a highlight here for our short-term roadmap. We plan to continue to improve documentation, so provide more how-to guides, also document some of these new capabilities, simplify data import process. So for this, we really have one new feature coming up, which will be data import product file. That will be able to run, so we will be able to import product data into just one CSV file. And this, we hope to be useful and simpler for you guys to use it, since we don't have all those splitted files, but the mechanics and the dynamic that uses still keeps using the current data exporters, data importers. Also to evolve the data export capabilities consistent with the imported data. like product attributes, stocks, prices. So all that information that also we need to export. And we also plan in a short term to improve the error process. So to have, you know, troubleshooting tips, more clear information, so that we are able to understand, you know, faster where is the problem, where is it in the file, is it in the data importer, data exporter, is it in the process, or is it the data? So this is pretty much our short-term roadmap, and that's it. We are considering that as well. For now, and what I was saying in terms of that big file that allows to import everything is one of the features that is coming, which is the capability to import product data using just a single file. So basically you'll have, you know, your product abstract information, product concrete, prices, stocks, image. Of course, there will be a way to fill it, but it will be simpler, even for testing and everything. It will be simpler than using multiple files with all the keys, you know, how it works today. Everything that works today, it's still gonna work. So we are not breaking the older or the previous data importers. We are just enhancing, providing a simpler way to import aggregated data import. But responding to your question, the format, yes, we thought about having XML or JSON or YAML file format. So far, we still didn't move, and these Corona times have been a little bit, you know, changing some of our roadmap and some of our priorities. So we decided to go through and continue to improve a bit the CSV files, because in terms of memory usage and other things, some of the hierarchies using XML files may be more tricky to manage in terms of memory for big volumes. So we have to see and to manage that in a global way. CSV file is the most simple one in terms of that kind of memory management.